Hello. Today I will show you the science of actually how the cells work. You will have more knowledge than most doctors in the world today because they still believe in the genes. Just know, you are made of 50 trillion cells, and the cells are the living entities. So, you are not a single person. Every cell in your body has minus voltage on the inside and positive voltage on the outside. So you are a community. Every living cell is a battery. Every cell has about 1.4 volts. 50 trillion cells in the body times 1.4 volts is 700 trillion volts of electricity in your body right now. And with training and meditation, it doesn't mean that you have to change your religion or your values. Just keep all what you have and try to find the good ways of meditation on it. You can focus on this energy, call it chi. Then you can use that energy, call it chi, for healing. So while you see yourself as a physical entity, the new physics says you are energy waves interacting with each other right now. All animals and all plants communicate with vibration. The gazelle, for example, doesn't have to go up to the lion and say, "Are you my friend?" Because at the distance, the energy could be felt and the gazelle will not go there because of bad vibes. If we, when we were young, were taught to be positive and sensitive to the vibrations, we would not find ourselves in bad relationships, neither in bad places. But we were usually told not to go by your feelings, but to listen to what people have to say. Language were designed to hide feelings. The point is, all organisms communicate by vibrations and know if they are in a good place or a bad place by reading the vibrations. We, as human, we have that ability, but not training to use that ability. When we see people, if I look at the audience, for example, or you see us, we see people as physical particles and machines. But that's an illusion because what we are interacting waves. That's why one person can affect another person just by being in the field. And today's physics studies the vibration, not the physical. In quantum physics, we don't study the particles, we study the waves, and we study how the waves interferes. So you are made of atoms, but you also are the field. You are connected to everything because you cannot separate waves. Now I'm going to show you how your thoughts go out and affect your life on the outside. This is an older picture of a new technology called magnetoencephalograph, MEG. In EEG, you put wires on your skin and read the brain activity. But in MEG, the probe does not even touch the head. You can read your brain activity outside of your head. It's not magic. Your thoughts are not contained in your head. I repeat this, your thoughts are not contained in your head. As I talked about, people are not particles, they are waves, and waves become entangled with each other. The people that you get connected to, you're entangled with. And many people are familiar. If you think about someone, for example, or you talk about someone you haven't seen for years, and I say, "Oh, I haven't seen my friend John in 10 years," and up the phone rings, it's John. Or letter comes in the mail from John. It's like the placebo nocebo. When you think very positive thoughts of someone, they make an effort to get in touch with you. But it works both ways. If you have negative thoughts about somebody, whatever they are, they will create a negative talk about you. So it's very important to recognize your thoughts, and your judgments are not just connected to you, they are connected to the people that you talk about. So people should know that if you hit the right frequency, you can cause a crystal goblet to explode. It's called harmonic resonance or constructive interference. You are like a tuning fork with your brain, and you're broadcasting frequencies of your thoughts. Which goblet is going to respond to your thoughts? The one that's harmonically resonant with your thoughts. If you live in fear, you are not going to activate the Dalai Lama, of course not, but you may get Scareface to show up. So when you are having thoughts, you are exciting and activating those things in the world that you are connected to your thoughts. When a MAGA is trying to pick out which person is going to attack, from the different people walking down the street, which one do you think gets attacked? The one who is most afraid. Because the one who is most afraid will resonate. And that means that the MAGA doesn't have to do anything, then go boo. And everyone will give him everything. But why it works for individuals, it's very, very, very powerful when a whole group of people have the same thoughts. You can't make war unless enough people are ready to make war. I'm going to show a picture of mass action here. It relates to New York City 1 year after 9/11. So this is September 11th, 2002. The 1 year anniversary of 9/11. What was everybody in New York thinking about that day? The winning number is 911, because we collectively create the reality. So when you look at yourself, you are not a single entity, but you are a community of 50 trillion cells. But it's important to understand the word community. Every cell is intelligent, but when they are in a community, they give up their personal intelligence and respond to the central voice. So that the community represents a thing, one thing called an organism, and in that community a cell must follow what the central voice is. And if the central voice says to die, the cells will die. So the central voice is the mind, and I'll be talking about the nature of the two parts of the mind and why we have trouble sometimes controlling our life. So what I'd like to talk about is the role of how this mind works. First, there are signals from the environment, the internal and external environment. The function of the brain is to perceive the signal and interpret those signals, and then send the information to the cells to control the behavior and the genetics. So the function of the brain is perception, and from that it creates the mind. Now, we have heard about something called the placebo effect. The placebo effect is when you have a very positive thought that something can heal you, even if it's a sugar pill. But you believe it's the real medicine, then you can heal yourself with that. So the pill didn't heal you, it was the thought that healed you. Statistics reveal that 1/3 of all medical healings, including surgery, are the result of the placebo effect. Now the issue is that the placebo effect is when you have a positive thinking. What about negative thinking? And this is what medicine does not tell you, is that there is negative thinking, and it's called the nocebo effect. And in the same time, the same power positive thinking can heal you, negative thinking can kill you. They have both the same effect. One is more positive, one is more negative, but the effects are exactly the same on your health. One will heal you and the other can make you sick. The point is that the negative thinking can create all the effects of chemotherapy. Now, think about this. If a doctor tells you, you have a disease, you are going to die, and you believe the doctor because he's the professional, the belief will give you a disease and can cause you to die. In the United States, in the South, there is a religious group called the Baptist Fundamentalists. And this one group works themselves up into a state of ecstasy, religious ecstasy. and they believe God protects them. And so they will work with snakes, poisonous snakes, like rattlesnakes too. And they will even get bitten by the snakes and nothing happens to them. Now look at this. Though some of them will drink strychnine in toxic doses, and when they're in that state of belief, it does not affect them.
So, if you can drink toxic poison, then why do worry so much about the toxins, or the food, or the air, or all that? Because we've a belief that the toxins can kill us. But even though I know this, I will not drink strychnine. And why? Because my belief is not as strong as their belief. So, if we were grown up and programmed with stronger beliefs, we would be more powerful than we are now.